Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, November 21st, 2024. People, when I tell you that the insanity here is so far off the Richter scale, it's just, it's frankly the truth. Let's talk about some economic news that we just got this morning here. None of this, if you've been with me for any length of time, is going to surprise you because it's going exactly as you and I said it would go. Manufacturing deeper in contraction. It's over here in the United States. Here we go. Is another one. Contraction. We've been in contraction for quite a long time. It's over. U.S. industrial production falls. Now this one. I want to read this one to you. Leading economic indicators. You're going to get a little kick out of this. So the Conference Board Leading Economic Index, the LEI, for those of you that maybe want to look this up here. This has long been lauded as a reliable economic indicator. And the recent data suggests, are you ready? It suggests, I love the wording here, is signaling, are you ready for it? An approaching recession. We are so far beyond a recession right now, but they want you to think that it's just approaching. Look, man, wake up. For the United States and the global economy, it's over. It has ended. This moment of maximum saturation is here. You and I have been talking about it for years. It's in our freaking face, and it's only going to get worse. No economic policies, manufacturing bringing back here to the United States. It's already done. We have hit this moment here that you and I have known was going to come for a very, very long time. We've been deep in the heart of it for a long time. But according to this, the leading economic indicators here, it's approaching. We're not there yet. People can't survive. They cannot survive in this environment here. Look, Target. We got one of the biggest discount retailers here in the world yesterday with a massive earnings miss, explaining that the consumer is in trouble. Meanwhile, these same retailers are loading up. They're stockpiling on supplies that people would generally need in a crisis situation. And people, I told you yesterday, start stockpiling non-perishables, medications, stuff that you're going to need anyway, because we are being thrust into a very bad, much worse situation moving forward, and it looks like war. Their oldest trick in the book is going to be used. Central banks control the whole situation here to pull more cash into the now. This is very interesting. I want you to think about this. Actually, let me show you something. So again, let's just refresh our memories. Manufacturing, dead here in the United States. Leading economic indicators, dying. Industrial production, falls. Manufacturing, again, over. Meanwhile, let me show you what's going on here. Stock futures, higher across the board. What have you and I been saying? The worse off the economy is, the higher the stock market's going to go. But there's a twist. We'll talk about that twist in just a second here. Look at the 10-year yield, okay, down a little bit. Market seems fine with it. Bitcoin, a new record high, hit 98,000. We're just about there. Gold, silver, crude oil getting a bit higher. Now, again, all this bad economic news, market wants to move higher. The market believes that the Federal Reserve is going to maintain its course here with regard to rate cuts. Now, it certainly may do that, but I think, again, the Fed's going to have a hard time justifying it. I've been telling you this for a long time. The relationship between the U.S. 10-year yield, where it is now 4.39, and the federal funds rate is darn close, 4.5 to 4.75. And again, you would expect in a kind of situation like this, and the real reason why the Fed is in here full on, you see, you're not supposed to know this. This is called quantitative easing, when the Fed has to create cash out of nothing, buy the debt, to keep rates artificially suppressed. Obviously, that means purchasing power destruction. The This is emergency monetary policy, but you're not allowed to know that. Again, it's astonishing to me how the media is going to tell you how strong our economy is. Just yesterday, a major Wall Street bank, Morgan Stanley, I think it was, one of them over there, raised their target on the S&P 500 because of the strength of the U.S. economy. Look how strong it is. It couldn't possibly be any stronger, right? It's just completely over. You all know that. But again, this doesn't surprise you if you're following this blog. It's over. It's over. Here's the situation here. We've been promised by a illustrious new presidential selectee. Okay, there was no election. You all know that you're going to get lower rates. Again, no president has that power. Imagine if they told you the truth that, hey, you know what? I can't do this, but I'm going to promise this to you anyway because I think you're so stupid. In fact, he's counting on you being so stupid. I think you're just going to buy it, and people were cheering for it like the little wind-up or Duracell battery monkeys that they are. Okay. No president has the power to lower rates. No president has the power to create cash out of nothing. No president has the power to create inflation, but you were told that's the case. It was so-and-so's fault. And so, again, that's how dumb these so-called leaders think you are. It's incredible how we allow this to happen. There's no accountability. What else would you expect in a society that's not only been dumbed down to the point of no return, but again, doesn't know which end is up, down, or sideways, and frankly, they have reached the point of no return. But that's okay. I suppose it is. But it doesn't matter to this stock market. Doesn't matter. Stock futures are higher yet again. So anyway, look. Situation is this. I still say the Fed is going to have a very difficult time cutting rates, despite the fact that our economy is in free fall. Now, you're going to hear Trump say things. I'm going to tell you what he's going to say. We need to cut rates further. The Fed is boneheads, like he called them last time. We need zero. We need negative rates, which means obviously you're getting wiped out, which is the bigger plan here. You're getting destroyed, and you're going to continue to get destroyed moving forward unless, of course, you take action and weaponize the system against those that are trying to destroy you. That's my sole purpose here in life. Honestly, is to keep all of you on the right side of this. Trump has promised you lower rates. He can't do it without working with the Fed to keep rates artificially suppressed, to devalue the currency. Now, again, easy money is what this market is counting on, and that's why you're seeing stock futures again. No matter how bad the economic news is, the market's counting on more easy money, which means you get wiped out, from at least from a purchasing your dollar loses value, your currency loses value. This mechanism is massively destructive. You all know that. I can't say this another way, that the mechanism here of artificially suppressed rates, which of course leads to currency purchasing power destruction, is an economic wrecking ball. Is it any surprise to you why the Federal Reserve is in here doing this and why Trump has promised you the same thing? You're getting wiped out in favor of the 1% and 2%ers who are deeply in things like Bitcoin at 98,000, who run the stock market, who own most of it. But you guys and girls keep cheering. You keep cheering for negative rates and don't hold anybody to account as you lead yourself to your own destruction. It's incredible. And be ready for anything. Like I said yesterday, start stockpiling. What does this mean in the grand scheme of things? People, look, man. Obviously, the economy, it's over. And there's no changing of economic policy that's going to make any difference here. We have hit the point of no return, maximum saturation. And again, the paradox here, and I'm just going to tell you again for the new people, we're getting so many new people here, and I want to thank all of you for that, is even though the world is debt saturated, again, maximum saturation, there's not enough debt. The debt-based economic model is a curse upon mankind, and central banks run the show along with puppets that they put behind the Resolute desk and everywhere else. Here, you have no say-so in this. Zero. You may think you do. It's this false hope or a state of learned helplessness, but you're not helpless. You can take action. Again, with regard to the stock market, play the game. What have me and my stock market lines been doing for years? Ripping the face off of this market by buying every single dip that comes along. We're going to continue to do that until I say no. Okay, that's all I'm telling you, this is the way to go. I've been dead on with this. And for those of you that have been trying to call me out for years, oh, Greg, you're leading your people to slaughter. I think you led yourself to the slaughter here because my lions have been killing it. With regard to Bitcoin, we're killing it. Again, to those of you, Greg, you're an idiot, Greg, telling people to buy Bitcoin at 17,500. It's 98,000 right now, and it's going much higher. Much, much higher. Gold, silver, commodities are absolutely on sale right now. Think about what's going on. Global debt is ballooning. And the mechanism of war is going to make sure that it balloons even further here. And that also means currency purchasing power destruction. Wake up, people. Look, I know you guys and girls get it, but I want you to understand something. Let's put this together real quick. We have an economy here in the United States in contraction at its fastest pace we've ever seen. Again, don't take my word for it. It's everywhere. By their own numbers. This is not just a phenomenon here. So it's not the fault of these people, which have all been brainwashed into believing, or the fault of that person, which many of you Trump supporters have been brainwashed, psyoped into. It wouldn't make a difference who was selected. You know that, right? And the current administration, brain dead, and I mean that. The Bidenstein creature, mummy thing, vomitous mass puke that he has no business right now sitting behind the resolute desk. The man is obviously suffering from age-related dementia, should be removed today. But it wouldn't matter. Who do we get? We get Kamala then? Not going to make any difference. It's not going to change a damn thing. The fact of the matter is, we're being wiped out. We're being destroyed. The stock market today, I want you to think about what I'm going to say, is in a super bubble. You remember it was a big, fat, ugly bubble before Trump took office last time? He took office. It wasn't a big, fat, ugly bubble anymore. Every day, rah, rah, rah. What did the stock market do? That's all he cared about. Again, we're all rich, talking to his friends like Elon Musk. Not you. You are getting wiped out. We're getting destroyed. Our nation is in more trouble than you can possibly imagine, with debts and deficits which are going to hyper balloon from where we are now. So get hip to the situation, people. Wake up. But the stock market is in a super bubble. A super bubble. And yes, Greg is still saying, buy the market here. We buy the market until we are told otherwise. Okay, me? I'm watching everything here. And my play is to stay long the market, buy the dips, until the debt market tells us otherwise. And yes, people, look, man, understand what you need to do. If you don't do something here and you're choosing to do nothing, you're still taking an action here. You cannot be in a central bank issued note. Central banks are destroying the purchasing power of their currency. You know that. None more so than the Federal Reserve. And calls or promises by freaking presidential selectees to get you lower rates, which means currency purchasing power destruction, and you guys are cheering for it? Are you seriously brain dead? I have to ask that question. How dumb are you? I mean, and you're not holding anybody to account, are you? No, you haven't written to President Trump. Select Trump, have you? To tell him, hey guys, hey dude, look, number one, we don't need this. Number two, we don't need to be the crypto capital of the world. We need to be the constitutional money system of the world here. And we need to be adding gold to our strategic reserves, not potentially selling it so we can buy cryptocurrency. You gotta be kidding me. It's madness. Look, man, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. Oh, by the way, continuing jobless claims, highest since the scamdemic. It's going to get worse. Massive layoffs, Ford laying off another 4,000 people. What did we say? At the end of last year, we were going to see massive waves of layoffs. That's because our economy is so strong. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Prepare to be propagandized by presidential selectees, by the mainstream media, to an even worse degree as we move forward. Again, they think you are so dumb and so stupid that you will buy anything. They don't think you're awake. They don't think you're paying attention to what's going on, that you're not using your own God-given intellect here. You all know what I'm talking about. It's 100% true. All of you. It's 100% true and verifiable. Anyway, look, man, my job, I have one job. And that is to give you guys and girls actionable information, stuff that you can act on. Because if you don't, You're being led to the slaughter, or leading yourselves now to the slaughter. And it's an unbelievable phenomenon to be watching here. We'll see, people. Look, man, we got this covered as far as I'm concerned. But I want you to raise your awareness even further. We're being systematically eradicated like bugs. We are moving very rapidly into a feudalistic society here. Extreme haves, extreme have-nots. More millionaires and billionaires have been created under the last 3 presidential freaking imbeciles, and all 3 of them have been imbeciles, including Trump. Okay, who are not on your side. Oh, they're helping their 1% and 2%ers, but you lose. You see, look around you, and then you're being distracted and deceived. As they assign blame, it's insane the playbook they use. Assign blame. It's these group of people's fault. It's this person's fault. Again, everything to make you think that they're the person that's going to fix the problem. Meanwhile, the root cause, which is central banking, the debt-based system, is never called into question. And I think Trump is going to freak out, because the Fed is probably not going to cut rates as aggressively, because I think they're in some ways pushed into a corner here. The economic news is abysmal. Meanwhile, we have the situation where inflation continues to rise. We were told it was temporary and transitory, right? How about no? And if they do cut rates, or if Trump gets his wish or his promise to you to artificially suppress rates, the currency loses more purchasing power. And who loses? You do. Who wins? The 1% and 2%ers. Why? Because they're closer to the money. It's called the Cantillon effect. People, wake up. Wake up. Anyway, guys and girls, I think you got the situation here. And we're all paying for it. And if you think you're done paying for it, it's all of a sudden going to change soon, right after the inauguration or even now, frankly, I'm laughing at you, because it ain't going to change. It's only going to accelerate and get much worse moving forward. And again, think about what I said yesterday. The system is drying up. Liquidity is drying up. There's not enough debt. They need another mechanism, and it's going to be big to pull more cash into the now, or it comes down. And either way, you and I, we're hedged. We're hedged here. Across the board, you must have exposure to commodities, especially silver. You know that, my favorite asset of all time. In my opinion, you must have exposure to cryptocurrencies. Which one? Bitcoin. Why? Trump's the Bitcoin president. He said it a million times. Take his word for it. He's already talking about adding, as I said, gold. I'm not sorry. We should be adding gold to the strategic reserves, because that would put a roadblock into right before the Federal Reserve. Won't happen. He's making sure he leaves that door open as he builds the bridge for the Federal Reserve. Trump's job right now is to deregulate the banks, merge them with cryptocurrency to mainstream, to make us build the bridge into the new system. That's why he was selected. And to promise you lower rates, because he's the king or proponent of negative rates, which means you lose even more. But that's the guy that you voted for, right? You know your votes didn't matter, right? At all? Zero? You had no say-so in this selection. Nor the next one, nor the one after that. They already know. They already know who's going to be selected next. Nothing is left to chance here. Nothing whatsoever is left to chance. The illusion, all this, is going to get very real. So you better wake up now. All right, people, I'm out here. Love all of you from the heart. I know I'm going to hurt some people's feelings, but frankly, I don't give a damn. If you can't handle the truth, then you do not belong here. Feel free to go anywhere you want to go. This channel is for winners. This channel is for lions. This channel is not for everybody. It's for those of us who realize what's happening and taking action as well. I'll see you all later, all right? 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream. People, take care of yourselves and each other, okay? I'll see you later.